Welcome to the Now. I'm Turney.
I'm Ryan Haywood.
First Utah, now eSports. A major organization in the eSports world has now taken a tough stance on pornography.
It's a rough week for boobs.
And news about boobs and just boobs in general. I'm wearing a sports bra today. It's a rough day for boobs.
Hey, man, boobs too.
I'm sorry.
Chafing.
Wear a sports bra. YouPorn's esports team, Team YP, just got blocked by the Electronic Sports League, that's the ESL for those who aren't in the loop, from competing in any future events or competitions.
Yeah, according to a report from VentureBeat, Team YP received this news via an email from ESL, not English second language.
No.
They really should get a new acronym,
Yes.
which just implemented a new system of rules that bans any products or organizations associated with mature themes.
Mature themes. Why does that sound familiar? Oh yeah, video games. Per the email, the ESL will no longer feature teams widely known for pornographic or other adult/mature themes and products.
I mean, there's no porn on the internet.
No, there's
It's very
no
important
porn.
that we keep those separate.
Absolutely. There's also no violence in any of the video games they're competing in.
Yeah, this effectively kills any of Team YP's multiple gaming teams from competing in arguably one of the biggest esports organizations in the world, along with any other adult products looking to break into the growing world of esports.
Since its founding back in December of 2014, Team YP has slowly but surely made a name for itself in a number of competitive gaming settings, from Evolve to Counter-Strike Go, StarCraft 2, even Street Fighter.
And since that start date, they've also found themselves under a ton of scrutiny from esports organizers who would rather not be associated with pornography.
The team has apparently gone through various lengths to rebrand into safer for work versions of themselves, which is why they're called Team YP in the first place and not Team YouPorn.
Yeah, they've even offered to remove the YP from their name completely, so there's virtually no association with YouPorn whatsoever, but not even that is enough to get the ESL to consider changing its mind.
Some of the other measures they've taken include making sure that searching for Team YP on Google sends people to totally safe for work Team YP's blog rather than the sponsor's official site.
Yeah, in the past, this type of censor dodging has led to some cheeky alterations. In a previous Street Fighter tournament put on by Capcom Cup, they changed their jerseys to include pixelated versions of the YouPorn logo, when they were told they weren't allowed to display the YouPorn logo at the event.
In a statement about the eSportus Interruptus, it's a cute, cheeky joke, ESL said, advertising pornography is not legal in the markets we operate in, and the vast majority of partners we're working with have strict no drugs, no alcohol, no pornography laws that we've contractually taken on board.
Interestingly enough, Bud Light just launched their own foray into esports, the Bud Light All-Stars, which will compete in CSGO, Dota 2, Hearthstone, and Heroes of the Storm at various tournaments.
Yeah, I wonder how that no alcohol rule is gonna last when Bud Light drops a ton of cash on the ESL.
I mean, porn's got cash too, right?
It's true, honestly, it is true. I'm sure at some point there's a soapbox opportunity, so I'll take it later. Go
Okay.
ahead.
As for YouPorn, they're of course disappointed with ESL's position, with team manager Claire Fisher saying, while for some our participation in esports has been controversial, stopping our players from competing because they are sponsored by us, in spite of Team YP operating as a completely safe for work brand, clearly separated from any adult content, seems unfair to say the least.
Absolutely. And when you consider that many of the teams on display in esports tournaments are intended for mature audiences anyway, like CSGO, Call of Duty, Mortal Kombat, the list goes on, the decision to ban a team that's sponsored by a company known for mature imagery, it's a little odd.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Yeah.
This becomes especially strange when you add the fact that much of the money in esports industry comes by way of online gambling, resulting in match fixing and other types of cheating, as we covered in our story a few days ago about StarCraft 2.
Also, when you think about the fact that esports athletes have talked about rampant drug use within the esports industry, there's a lot of weird loose ends here. By the way, the bottom line they're trying to tell us here, violence and gambling good, boobs bad. What a day for boobs.
Can we switch?
Yeah.
I
I would
feel
like
like
it
we
to
go the
just
other way.
flip-flop,
Yeah.
please.
As for the team's players, this puts their income in jeopardy. Esports players rely not only on their sponsorships, but also money won from competitive events, which in turn fuels those sponsorships in order to keep playing.
It really does seem unfair here, as this ultimately just hurts competitors who are playing by the rules, and by all accounts did whatever they could to pay respect to both the sponsors and the other brands. Several members reportedly reached out to many game makers to ensure that it was okay for them to compete in their games.
This isn't the first time controversy has erupted when video games and porn were linked in a competitive setting either. Back in 2012, porn site Brazzers' interest in sponsoring EVO led to a ton of backlash.
While some love the idea of embracing the porn industry in the esports realm, others totally rejected it, like Twitch director of content marketing Ben Goldhaber, who said the fighting industry would be shooting itself in the foot.
In an interview with Ars Technica, an unnamed executive associated with fighting games said that if players took sponsorships from porn sites or teams associated with them, they can basically kiss their careers goodbye, stating, "It's not just about who the logo's on, it's also about putting the sponsor's brand in a safe, constructive space. An industry or community that the sponsor can confidently say they're proud to support."
But here's the thing, the sponsor is proud to support esports. The executive went so far as to say that if Brazzers played a part in any fighting game tournament, his company might have to steer clear of fighting game tournaments for at least 2 years.
This is fighting game tournaments, right?
Yeah.
The ones where they have girls in almost nothing going.
I'm Armika, I slapped my butt!
They
Just deal with it!
bring their own porn, right?
Everybody just deal with it. Game makers make the game you want to make. Tracer show her butt. Armika spank her butt. Porn people be in esports. Thank you. Really, it just goes to show how companies view the porn industry in general, though.
Yeah. While this might seem odd, the whole thing is about par for the course when it comes to sports and sponsorships.
NASCAR, for instance, would never have a porn sponsorship, despite in the past having had a number of alcoholic sponsors like Coors and Jack Daniels on the side of cars.
I mean, but what if you made like a NASCAR that looked like a giant dildo and it's like, ah,
It would be cool.
Tony Stewart's coming up the rear on the inside track. No,
Here's the thing. You think people watch NASCAR have never been to YouPorn? Come on.
You think
It's
anybody
a
watches
brand
NASCAR?
thing, no.
It's kind of, all right. Drunk driving, still not as bad as porn.
Apparently.
They've also gotten into a bit of hot water for partnerships with the NRA, which caused them to change their sponsorship rules.
Even the UFC, a league in which people beat each other bloody and is one of my favorite things ever, shies away from adult products and pornography, although Joe Rogan does not shy away. He
Oh.
loves him a pocket pussy.
He always gets that look, you know, when they're doing the weigh-in. He's like,
he loves the fleshlight. He's a big man.
as it turns out, esports is no different. In reality, this decision probably has little to do with ESL's view on porn and more about where their money comes from.
There are other companies that are all contributing to their brand images to these events. I mean, companies like Valve, Blizzard, Riot, who make the games that are being used in the competition, other team sponsors, and even adjacent advertisers who make the events possible.
In addition to the game developers, some of these adjacent advertisers represent huge brands. Coke has sponsored the League of Legends Championship Series, for example, who don't want their name broadcast alongside an event with the porn team in it.
When it comes down to losing advertising dollars from buyers like Coke, losing one mid-level team seems not so bad. The choice is very clear here for someone like the ESL, especially as a number of these organizations vie for time on broadcasters like ESPN, TBS, and TND.
So whether it comes across as hypocritical or not, this seems to be the reality we live in. Violence is perfectly fine, but sex continues to be a little taboo, despite the numbers of the porn industry reflecting the idea that just about everybody is aware of these sites and visits them.
Just to be clear here, we're not exactly feeling sorry for the porn industry, though. It's not like they need the brand awareness because, again, they're doing just fine without it.
Poor porn industry with their billions of dollars.
Just so sad, but they wanted to help esports. Still, it does suck, though, for the players, which I think a lot of people are overlooking here. They're now stuck in contracts that they probably can't be released from anytime soon. Yeah, and they're under sponsors who can't sponsor.
Yep. So what do you guys think of ESL cutting ties with boobs? Was this only a matter of time, or do more markets need to change their stance on sponsorships?
For more news in the world of video games, porn, and whether or not boobs are having a good day, like this video and subscribe to The Know. Welcome to The Know, I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Ryan Haywood.
First, YouTube's YouPorn's esports team, Team UP, nope, YouPorn's esports team, TY, god damn it.
And since that start date, they've also found themselves under a ton of scrutiny from esports organizers.
You want to start from and from?
Yeah. And since that start date, they've found. And since that.
Your sounds are the best part of it.